Alright guys, so today I'm going over the Hades Mini Black. Now this mod looks like I haven't seen anything like it out there. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen anything like this. I love it though. It's a low profile mod. This thing is tiny. Just pulling it out of the package right here. It comes with stainless steel and black. Right now I have the black one because I like the color. Alright. So you're going to notice that the stainless steel, it's a stainless steel frame, so it's very durable. It's very solid. Has a hybrid top cap, and my favorite thing about this hybrid top cap is it has a little indent right in the middle, so when your batteries make the full connection, it's not gonna touch, so it leaves a little space right there so the top of your batteries aren't gonna touch the top cap. I've noticed that when I had my Apollo or I had my Stingray that had the same type of hybrid top cap, I would always vent my batteries because it would make a connection and they would short out, so they ground out the batteries and they get really hot. I just didn't like it. Well, I'm glad they came out and made this ring that way because that there is probably going to save me a lot of batteries in this process. Alright, today I will be building on a Tugboat V2. This thing is pretty nice. I'm going to be attempting some Nano Dragons today. So we're going to go through all that. Before I get through with all that though, we're going to go over what we need. Right now I'm going to use 26 gauge candle to do so. Today I'm going to use our coil jig as well. Now this thing is pretty nice. I like this little coil jig. It's gonna make these Nano Dragons so much easier. I just got five different size poles in here, so that makes it really nice to have. So I just gotta find the one I want that I'm gonna wrap on. This one looks like it's gonna be about long enough, and it's really simple to use. Really, I mean, you just unscrew it, stick your post in there, tighten it down. Once it's tightened down, you got this little screw up here. That's where you put another strip of Kanthal in. You put your stranded Kanthal in there and you just wrap it. I'll show you this all in the video when you get the close-up going on, but this device, I mean, it makes building so much easier, especially when you're going for like builds like this, where you're doing like super nano coils that are going to be just tiny little things that be a pain to do without having something there to hold on to. So, alright, so here's the close-up of the Hades Mini, right? Got a good little Hades Mini logo on there, but the thing I like about this the most is it's this gear spec. Soon we're going to have our site up, come to us, look at all these products, get everything online. It'll be up, it'll be great. I'm just showing you all the products now so you know what you're looking forward to when you get them. You know they're going to be quality, you know they're going to be good, and they're going to be cheap. It's the best part. But these right here, see right there, the gear spec logo, that's how you know it's ours. Alright, the hybrid top cap, like I was stating earlier, has a little indent in the middle of it. So if you look inside of it, when I take it off, you see it has a little indent right there in the middle of it. That right there is so the battery can't make contact to this hybrid ring while you're pushing the button, or if it doesn't make a full contact, the RDA doesn't go all the way down and the ring is too far down and you can't get it on there, it's not going to be a problem because this will fit on there flush with it without having to charge the battery. So the battery will not fire on this device. It'll stop it right around the edges so that it will never make contact to this, so you won't short out your batteries. It won't become a problem where your mod gets overheated and your batteries are venting out because they start getting grounded. Alright, so now we're going to go to the build video. Alright, so to use the coil jig, as I showed earlier, you just unscrew this little back part, put the little rod that you're going to use to wrap around, that's the diameter you're wrapping around. I think it's about 20 gauge, which is exactly what I was looking for. Then you get your other piece, you just lock it into here. This little ring right here, you just get your other strip of Kanthal, and just lock it into place. Now to make sure I get a nice solid lock on this, I'm going to use my pliers to tighten it down, just to make sure I get it completely down. Now that my Kanthal's in there nice and tight, I'm going to go ahead and wrap. Alright, for this build I'm going to do a 12 wrap 26 gauge nano coil. So there's 1, 2, 3, 12 wraps. And if you look on it, the coil jig makes it look really easy because it just sits there tight. You get like machine quality coils just by doing it by hand. It's really nice. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut this lead off and get this coil ready to go again. Snip it there, snip it there. That coil is done. Didn't take me much time at all to do this. at all. Just got it in there, got it tight. The good thing about these nano coils, when you wrap them this way and you wrap them this tight, you don't have to worry about clamping them, you don't have to worry about tightening them up. They're usually going to fire up pretty evenly right away. You just got to adjust the lengths, make sure they're even. So I'm going to take this coil out. Alright, now moving on to installation of these coils. Now I keep my rods. I grabbed another coil jig to get another second one of these rods to make it easier. That way I keep the integrity of the coil while it's just sitting out there while I'm adjusting it, so when I put it in there, it's not going to get messed up, it's not going to bend, it's not going to wave anywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and install these coils. So I'm going to install the first one. Alright, one lead's too long, so I'm just going to snip this lead down. And install my coils. Now when you install these, you want to give them a little bit of a bend, tilting upwards. And I'll explain more why we need to do that later, but first you want to get it nice and tight, and then you want to get that bend in there. So I get that canted, so I grab it, I just tighten down my negative post. Alright, so you're going to notice I don't have the battery on there, so I can make sure that it doesn't fire when I'm trying to build it. It doesn't mess up the coil, so I just kind of put the threads on there just a little bit. Not all the way down so it doesn't fire, but just enough to where I can push it down. If I push it down, it's not going to blow up on me. So I can still push it down without it firing. Now after I tighten down the negative post, I just kind of cant it down a little bit. Just get that bend in there. I'm going to go ahead and install my second coil. Alright, now I got that one, and then I'm going to tighten down this negative post. Just tighten that down nice and tight, as well as this one. Then here I'm just going to bend up both of them, so I get both of them canted up at the same time. So now I got them, both of them arcing up. They're even coils. And I just tighten down the middle, just like that. Now that's the easiest way I can tell you to get the cant in there, because sometimes it can be a hassle to get these coils to bend them the way you want. But now they're in. I'm going to cut the leads. Tighten down the rest of my RDA. Now see how they heat up. And it is a magnetic button on the fire on the bottom of this thing. The contact on this mod is wonderful. It's a really flat button, really small. It's a copper contact, magnetic switch, just easy. Everything's just, now it's gonna heat it up a little bit. It's gonna pulse. You're gonna notice the coil is already heating up from the inside out, like they should be. Heating up from the inside out evenly already, so that makes things really easy for me now. I'm just going to clamp them together just a little bit, just to get them a little tighter. Slowly, like I'm lightly putting pressure on these things, not a lot. I don't want to mess them up. Just enough to see that? Perfect. Heating up from the inside out. Just wonderful. Alright, and I'm going to loosen the top cap a little bit so I can get to the wicking. Alright, now we're going to get to the wicking. Now, these are nano coils, and this nano dragon is pretty nifty. I've seen it a few times, I've done it a few times, I've gotten to like it quite a bit. It's a good airy vape. You get a lot of vapor production from it, you get a lot of cloud, a lot of flavor, but there's little to no heat from there at all. which can be kind of nice for some people who don't like that really thick, heavy vape. So I just grab me a strip of cotton, take a strip of it out, and I go through one end, and I just pull it through. Once I get this end through, I'm just going to pull a good length through. And what I do from here is I just wrap it around the coil, leaving just a little bit of this top part showing, a little bit of the top of the coil showing. And I grab that lead on the bottom and I just cut it off because it's no longer needed. Then I grab this top part and I wrap it around. And I just kind of pick it down inside there, covering up the whole entire coil, only leaving one part of it open. Now it's called the Nano Dragon. The reason why it's called a Nano Dragon is because like the cotton wraps around the coil and the post like a dragon's tail. Now I'm just going to get the next one wicked up. Then after I get these wicked up and everything done right, I'm going to go ahead and get them wet and readjust them because the cotton's a lot easier to move and a lot easier to form and mold when it's wet. And right now you probably just see a big old mess of cotton. That's fine. That's what it's going to look like at first until you get the rest of your cotton trimming, the rest of your wicking done. Now it takes a little bit of practice to get this wicking down. It took me a few tries to get it before I got it right to the way I can get it consistently and to get it nice. I am utilizing the Tugboat V2's deep wall deck to keep this thing juiced up quite often, so I can just go ahead and fill that deck up and just go to town on it. Anything excess, I just cut off. I'm going to go ahead and get it juiced up so I can mold it just the way I want it to. Then I'm going to show you how this thing fires. Now you don't want this wicking on this end to cover this hole right here because streams of vapor are going to be shooting out from that hole, so you want to make sure you push these parts down as far as possible at the same time. Alright, just going to make it look pretty, tucking everything away, getting everything out of there. And if you look at it, I got about the top, I got the last loop of each coil sticking out at each end right there. Then the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that part's open so you can get the vapor to come right out of there. It's going to be the hottest part. It's just going to shoot the vapor out of this mod. You should have 2 streams of vapor coming out of it. Alright, let's see how she fires. Just like that. 2 streams of vapor. 1 on each side. Vapor just coming right out of those holes. Now the reason why that happens is you're blocking off that whole entire coil with cotton, so the only place that vapor has to go is in the middle of these coils and out through those little holes. So you're going to see it's coming out through both sides. You can sit there and hold it, and it's not going to give you any hot legs, not going to have any problems. You can take a nice long hit from it and not have any issues. Now I'm just wicking out, I'm using regular cotton right now, and I just want to wick out the first few hits so I don't get a nasty taste from the cotton. That's just what I do if I don't have a a decent cotton to use at the time. Alright, let's go ahead and see how she vapes. Now for this one, you want to set your air holes directly in the center post. Alright, so now I got the build on there. You're going to see this puppy fire up. See that? It's beautiful. Just shooting vapor out of there. It's only 26 gauge right there too. It's wonderful. Alright, let's see how she vapes. It's wonderful. Like, this is awesome. It's still not even dry yet. I'm gonna take a few more hits. I'm gonna chase the dry hit. I'm gonna see how many times I can go before this thing burns me. All right, be prepared for some hilarity pretty soon here. This thing's blowing clouds. I mean, it is throwing these clouds out there. I don't feel any heat. It's a nice, cool vape. I can pull on it for a long period of time. I can sit there and actually enjoy the vape, all the flavor. The flavor is amazing. You can taste every bit of it. Falling in love. This might be one of my new favorite mods. I'll be running around with this for a while. Alright, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to have videos up every week. If you saw our Nemesis troubleshoot video, I kept getting a lot of questions on it, so I go to knock it out. If you have any other questions or any videos you want to see, just go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Make sure to check our Facebook, our Instagram, our Vine, our Twitter. We're going to be on all of those. We'll have other updates for most of our new products coming out, most of the new reviews we're going to do. So make sure to like and follow.